Yo, what is up, everybody? Before we start, man, I just want to say happy Juneteenth to everybody watching. It's your host, Z Give and Daniela. We are here today. Our special guest, Seanloui. But before we bring him on, we're going to show you a music video that he's done and a song called Bad Things. Let's roll it.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how have you been?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. So, how'd you get a free drink? With this?
Yeah, I can sure I got this from. Want to come with?
Where are you taking me?
Come on. It'll be fun.
Okay. Back to the Future?
They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
I'm not just playing, listen to the voice that is saying, don't just hold me back, don't just hold me back. Take the words, spin it round and round, make the sound and hold it to the ground. Play the devil's who is trying to get to me to you, because I'm so worried that the time is ticking and our faces hide our true facts. Masking all these feelings cause the truth is all in part. Thinking for the moment till I show them where we start. All of me is a fire, burn it all. Stack them high. 'Cause I've done bad things in the summer, I've done bad things in the summer days. 'Cause all of me is a fire, burn it all. Stack them high. I've done bad things in the summer, I've done bad things in the summer days. We're fighting in the future, we pick the winner and the loser. Don't just hold us back, don't just hold us back. Take the words, spin it round and round, make the sound and hold it to the ground. Play the devil who is trying to get to me to you, because I'm so worried that time is ticking and our faces hide our true facts. Masking all these feelings cause the truth is all in part. Thinking for the moment till I show them where we start. All of me is a fire, burn it all. Stack them high. I've done bad things in the summer, I've done bad things in the summer days. All of me is a fire, burn it all, and stack them high. I've done bad things in the summer, I've done bad things in the summer days. I've done bad things in the summer, I've done bad things in the summer days.
Hey.
Wow. Yo.
That was good.
Bad Things. Seanloui, the man, the myth, the legend, the person, the one and only. What's up?
What up, y'all? Man,
How you been, man?
For a second, and I was like, what? I was like, am I on? Am I live? Hello? You know, I'm that old guy right now.
Right? That's what I was waiting for. I was like, hello? Are we here? That's what's up.
Thank you both so much for having me, man. This is fun.
Of course.
Of course. We had to have you. I mean, shout out Mankind for booking it. Because, woo, I can imagine how busy you are, man.
Woo, man. Especially today. Today of all days, like, it's just been, like, kind of, like, a crazy. Like, my computer kept crashing, you know?
Oh.
We did today, actually, what's happening right now.
Let them know.
It's a Juneteenth celebration for Black Renaissance. So we're streaming a whole 1 hour performance on Hotel Congress and Mocha and Black Rain. We're gonna do it all night. So it's like it's like a kind of a mini performance happening on the other side too. So
That's
people are like, is that what's happening right now for Black Renaissance? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man.
That's what's up, man. That's real cool. And you also were involved with Black Friday, the app, correct?
Yeah, man. I keep telling people that my position on the team was just hype man. I just it's been a I mean I did I'm doing the videos and but like the advertisements were done by Creative Collabs, Phil Henry. A lot of like the outreach performance done by Curated Color by Shanoa. Akil Hammond is doing the website, and of course everything is being brought together by Ashley and KP was the original idea of getting all these Black businesses together. So again, my job is to kind of what I do for Black Renaissance. I talk about how cool all these people are,
Right.
Like holy crap, this is awesome. Like that's my job. I'm like, oh great. So
that's
it's been great.
Shout out Black Friday. If you guys haven't yet, go download that app.
Download that app right now.
Exactly. Got to do it right now. If y'all watching.
It's so dope. I have friends in California download that app.
Really? That's real sick.
So it's a big deal. And what's so cool is that I've been getting emails from other cities in the United States asking how we did it. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to replicate it in their own. They're asking like, what kind of theme you're using for WordPress? How you guys organize your team and all that stuff. So it's been really cool to start connecting these people to Tucson. And creating a larger network. So man, it's what a great day.
Definitely amongst other things that were happening throughout the week. I mean, I think this is a time of celebration. Just to take a step back and be like, wow. Look at what we're doing. We're bringing community together. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So, that was awesome. I love the energy, Sean.
Sorry.
I really love the energy. I'm just taking it all in as we go. So I let Daniela answer the first question for Sean. Mr. Seanloui.
Okay. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Let's see. So I know you've been in Tucson before. So what brought you back? Because you kind of went away, you came back.
Actually, kind of a crazy, like a racist. I mean, to cut you off. What were you saying? I'm so sorry.
I was just going to say what brought you back.
Like an incident, a racist incident actually brought me back. I was, living with my ex-girlfriend's family for a bit, and make a long story short, I woke up. I was working for Spotify.
Oh wow!
So I woke up. Yeah.
Just drop the subtle ball. Yeah, I was working with Spotify.
I was working for Spotify, and come to find out, woke up. I had a crazy morning shift, and my tires were slashed, and the events that led up to that, it was like, I used to always get up early in the morning, and a truck would always, drive by. Now I look interesting to look at, right? Like, well, it's a Black guy. I'm the only Black guy in the whole neighborhood. I get it. But, even talking to other Black people, there's a difference in the stare that we get when we know that danger is arising. That these guys are not just staring because they're interested in what we look like. They're saying, well, you don't belong here. What are you doing here? That was happening for like months at a time. So, and then I had to run in with a neighbor, and then, I woke up and I was like, all right, I can't say that. And then, it was that, and it was kind of the response from some people that, that I love, that I didn't feel safe. And so, I will, I haven't had many bad experiences inside Tucson. Out of all the places I've lived in, Tucson's been the least. Now it could be a reference to, I do make sure I get home on time. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe at my age, I figured out the system and how to avoid cops. So my interaction with cops is so few. But yeah, I came back literally for that. And then out of that kind of birth, me realizing that, if I can keep meeting all these white people, I can find more Black people, because us Black people, we're not completely connected. But overall, every white person was a Black person. So I just started, I was like, okay, well, I need to meet as many white people as I can, or many people as I can. So I will end up finding like people like you, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll end up running into you, in some capacity if I just keep it up, networking like crazy. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's kind of the vision actually of the vision. The reason why I'm back in Tucson.
Nice.
So it's kind of a long story, right? You're like,
no, it's interesting. I mean, that's part of your life. I mean, we love to hear it. I mean, just to hear that side. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, like you said, in Tucson, we have racism here, but it's not to the extent that I've had run-ins with people slashing my tires. You know what I mean? And feeling unsafe in a home, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of scary that you had to experience that.
It was, man. And, are you still there? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Peter, Google Chrome just like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, nah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You said it was scary. Like, I mean, it's like weird. Even with these deaths that keep happening, on the internet. Breonna Taylor. Even on a lot of the trans communities now being targeted even more. These deaths and this stuff is being keep reminding me of all these memories, because I kind of forgot about the Gilbert thing, like Gilbert and me being get my tire slashed. I forgot until I think it was Breonna Taylor's death, what made me kind of go south with my mental health. That was kind of the start. And so, yeah, anyway, we got to just keep an eye on each other, by the way. All these black people out there, we got to make sure we're good, because these deaths are very traumatic for sure.
Yes, we always got to make sure we're all good. Keep, we got to make sure everybody's good. You know what I mean? Right. We got to take care of each other, man. 100%. So, on the point of Tucson, where's your favorite place to perform in Tucson?
Man, I've been itching to do Rialto. I keep getting. Every now and then I'll get a band that will go maybe, and then and then I always fall through. Like this last time an artist was like, we're going to perform at the Rialto, and I had people emailing the booker going, get Seanloui on that show. People I didn't people didn't know. Right. And then of course COVID happened, but I say before then, the most fun, it's funnest, even a word. The most fun I ever had probably be at Hotel Congress. Of course, it's stable. The sound is amazing. But remember Cans?
Cans. Oh yeah.
That was a fun venue, man. I did like that venue a lot. I liked it because it was almost like the community rallied together, because we all knew we all needed something else besides Hotel Congress to play at. Right. Once Plush slash Flycatcher went under, so it was really cool, man, because the vibe was that the owners owned it, people that we knew. I could see the owners, Exactly. So yes, but Hotel Congress probably for sure though overall.
I did always show you mad love. I mean, Hotel Congress always shows mad love to everybody. I feel like you just walk in to be like, "Yo, I want to perform." They're like, "Okay, cool."
They're homies, man. Yeah. Like I said, even now they're streaming Black Renaissance,
exactly,
stuff, highlighting black queer artists, and so I think it's dope.
That's what's up, man. So besides Tucson, you said Hotel Congress your favorite, and you've done a lot of shows outside of Arizona. You've done some in Cali. Have you been overseas too?
Yeah, so a lot of my fan base now is in Mexico City, and Hermosillo and Guaymas. So funny. Right when we got on this email, right when we got on this call, and I got an email saying, "Hey, I didn't get your photo, so I think I just got booked for another festival in Mexico." So
wow.
But yeah, so I really enjoy, because it definitely, what I like about the most about playing overseas and anywhere outside of Tucson, I get to talk about Tucson.
Yes.
And be like, have you guys heard of this place? And a lot of people have, especially I didn't know this, but you guys know that part of Thriller was recorded in Tucson?
No.
Yeah, so Paul McCartney lived inside Tucson during part of the process, and so Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson and a lot of the team flew out to Tucson and recorded the song that he did with Michael Jackson. Crazy.
Wow.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's history. Thriller is the top selling album of all time. So, Quincy Jones is absolutely amazing. He created a whole genre off that album. So I've been performing, I said Mexico, California. We had some gigs in Texas, before COVID. Festival in New York, and starting next year we'll be hitting up Europe, and hitting it hard, man. So wow. I'm ready. It's
that's so exciting
for a long time. Ready to do it.
Right? That sounds so cool, man. That's so dope. I can't wait to see that.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight.
That's awesome. So, who are you studying right now? You've mentioned Quincy Jones. You mentioned Michael Jackson. Like, who is catching your eye right now?
You know, I know I kept talking about this like offline probably too. There's a band called Mute Math that broke up, and the lead singer's name is Paul Meany, and I've been studying the way that he writes and his compositions. Oh man, also it's like, you know, some R, obviously got R&B, but like Drew Hill also has some amazing like structures in the composition. So I'm studying him, and of course I think any and everybody should at least listen to Thriller at least one time a month, right? Because Quincy Jones created a whole genre. You can't deny that album's good, right? You can't deny there's people that don't like Michael Jackson and don't like music. People that don't like music, period, that will listen to that album and they nod their head. Quincy Jones figured out how to get people to move across all genres. At the height of that album, they talked about how it was like 2 out of 3 people in the whole world knew who Thriller was, knew all the songs. That's some crazy, that's a crazy statistic. That's crazy.
It is. Definitely.
And there was like 6 billion people on the earth. So you're telling me that like 4 billion people knew about Thriller? And even to this day, you have kids in Africa, Indonesia, who's never seen Michael Jackson, who were born 5 years ago, who can quote you, the rhythm of Smooth Criminal, of Thriller. So I study that album at least once a day. I listen to the album just to figure out like how did Quincy Jones do it? Holy crap! Let's see. So him, Pharrell, NERD, as of late. They post something on their Twitter recently that they are about to drop an album. Now, of course, they didn't say that because they got to make sure it's marketing right.
Right.
So like a little space thing because they're out. Their label is called Star Trek. So so they put the space things. So people are anticipating that stuff. You know who else? I'm probably gonna let this out of the bag, but people are figuring this out. But Summer Walker actually lives in Arizona. Yeah. She's in Phoenix.
What?
She's in Phoenix. She goes out and hangs out all the time. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Arizona. Yeah, 100%. So I've been studying her as well. I've been studying her. I think just like on the marketing and on the music side, I think it's perfect. What her and her team moved, and I've been studying Black, 6 Lack.
Yes.
His story is so crazy because he got signed to Flow Rider's label. Touring, so playing these mega shows and then going to the studio and sleeping on the floor outside the studio. That's crazy.
Definitely.
And he still knew inside his heart, he goes, this is still what I want to do. So he knew. He goes, if I just keep working, I'll get it. So I've been studying those people as of late, and really diving in, not just in their music,
right,
but figuring out their story and figuring out, how to avoid some of those traps that they got into, especially contract stuff. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's definitely cool, man. You're definitely a student of the game. I feel like you've been learning so much. I mean, you're like a book of wealth. Like
I love it, man. I really do. I love it because my thing is that like if you want to do it, you'll just figure it out a way to do it, right? We've all like ride like bikes. Like if you want to ride a bike, you'll figure out a way to do it. I used to and I lived in California. My brothers would try to teach me how to ride a bike, and I always fall all the time. Like, and to the point where I kid you not, I remember, I never get this memory. They'll probably look at this video and go, "What the heck? That's what happened." I'm like, "No, I remember." They gave up. They're like, "All right, we're not going to do it." So they walked away, and I got the bike, and I was like, "I'm going to do this." I got up, and I stood up, and I rode, and I just right behind them, and they're like, "You're riding," and I was like, "Yeah." So I feel like, if you really bad want to do something, you can put your whole heart into it as possible. Kid Cudi did a TED Talk and talked about that. He goes, if you really want it, man, and I remember watching that video and looking at his eyes, and people go like, oh, you really want it? And people go, yeah, I really want it. But like he like meant it inside his head, you know what I mean? Like he goes, if you really want this and you want to work hard for it and you believe, you got to believe with all your heart, you'll do it. It's like study the game. So that's all I've been doing. I'm a student first before I tell anybody anything. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I get into my heart for anything.
That's so dope. And I think for the young artists that are watching this, I mean, you use words like composition and structure. Like that's what you study when you look at these artists and even their background story. But for those looking in and like, yo, what are the composition and structures? Like what is that? And what does that mean for some of these younger artists listening?
like like the chord progression. So like sorry, it's like it's a dog. Like the chord progression. So let's say like the like my song Outer Space is G major, A major, and B minor. I make sure I study that, make sure that it's perfect before I
Right.
present it to the world. So I study what everyone else is doing. So I look at someone like a Quincy Jones, and not just look at Michael Jackson, but look at anything else that Quincy Jones has produced, and go, how did he do that? What are the chord structures that he uses in order to make sure that feeling that we all feel that is being transmitted? So I just study that.
That's what's up. That's super dope. I feel like that's like kind of lost art, kind of just like, well, these notes get people's attention, and they're hooks in groups. I don't know what happened. But there we go. And it's just like, wow, like just amazing. Yeah. So that's real cool, Seanloui, that you do that. Bringing back the art.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not the only one. That's the crazy part. I'm not the only one. There's tons of people who are like me, who are obsessed with the idea that we can do this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if I got it in my head, I believe I can see it up here and I see it right here, or then everything else is Gucci.
That's what's up. That's real sick. So we're bouncing back and forth from music to Black Renaissance. So I want to go back to the Black Renaissance things for people that don't know. What is Black Renaissance? You did this is the second year going, or because last year?
It's been a year.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. So go tell them what it's about. Tell them what Black Renaissance is.
Black Renaissance is, we highlight Black artists throughout Arizona. And again, it was birthed off the sheer fact that when I came to Tucson 9 years ago or 8 years ago, I didn't see any Black people. And then even less, I saw Black artists. I saw Ray Murph. Shout out to Ray Murph. He was one of the original connectors. He got me into the scene, and the whole squad of Street Blues family. But like, I didn't see any. So I just thought in my head, I was like, man, if I can just know enough people, I'll find these Black artists. So I found these Black artists. And then one of the crazy thing happens last year, I didn't see anyone do anything for Black History Month, and it like started a reason that got me really upset. Like, did you know that we talk, like our parents kind of talk about like that, maybe, about that rage on the inside, that, the anger that, and so that happened. I was like, man, why don't we have any Black History Month? That's crazy. We don't have any Black History Month, especially when they use Black music, they use Black images, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
Exactly.
So I got, and luckily enough, I knew enough people that when I posted something on Facebook, it started going like crazy. So other people started connecting me with Black artists. Wow. I did a one random event at the Screening Room. Shout out to David. He was he's the owner of the Screening Room off of Congress Street. I told him the vision. I was like, hey man, I have no money. I can't even promise you people are going to show up, but I want to bring in maybe as many Black artists as I can, and maybe they can perform. He goes, done. And I was like, yeah, like, you my guy. So we did that, right? And then what happened? I forgot. I think I said something on Facebook that we want to do a whole month, every single Saturday. So, making story short, I end up connecting with Ashley from New Events.
Oh, Ashley.
She was one of the first original Black Renaissance partners, and then we went to Hotel McCoy and found the space. Shout out to the Hotel McCoy staff. That staff was absolutely amazing. Every single person on that staff was about the vision of Black Renaissance, and I think it's what made it so successful. I mean, there wasn't one person that, sometimes you go to a venue and there'll be everyone else is cool, so that one person who's like, I don't want to be here, Right. Every single person was super excited to keep highlighting Black artists. So the first night, I was really scared no one's going to show up, and it was packed. And
That's
I was like,
amazing.
oh, I was like, tight. So the second night, I'm like, oh, no one's going to show up to this one. Packed. Third night was a museum night. I was like, wow, no one's going to show up to this one. And then the newscasters came, and it was packed.
Wow.
People were texting on the Facebook page, there's no more parking. What's going on? And I was like, what an amazing problem to have. You know what I mean? Like, to start off.
Definitely.
And so ever since then, we've been doing events. Again, to the vision's been, all the same. They continue to highlight Black artists using tech and talent. So we did a 360 experience with at 10 West Fest, which is awesome. We call it Sounds of Melanin to share the Black experience of being Black inside Tucson. And then I'm probably sure I'm forgetting something. We did an after party for Juneteenth Festival last year, which was dope.
Amazing.
We had just amazing artists performing. That's one of the times where I end up meeting the people like Teray, Ray Fowler Chapman. Apologize. Matea, Stevie Rose, Shekinah. These amazing artists that you go, how the hell are you in? Why are you in Tucson?
Yes.
Whoa. Like how did I not know? One of the cool stories was how I met Matea. Was someone texted me their photo. Was like, do you know this person? I was like, I have no idea. It's like they're performing at Hotel McCoy right now. I went. They had the place packed.
Wow.
Packed, just them by themselves. And
That's amazing.
And I watched as it was me and my old manager. We sat there and we're just like, whoa. And I literally still have that photo on my phone of me taking a photo of Matea. I was like, everyone, look at this crazy, amazing black artist. They're so dope.
That's so dope.
We done all the events. We did our biggest event was last year or this year. Sorry, was hope I'm not talking too much. I apologize.
No, keep going. Keep talking. Please keep talking.
One of the events we did was Black History Month for this year. We did multi events. We did Black Museum, again highlight Black artists, and then spoken word in the midst of that. We did. We took over Hotel Congress, so we had music, Afrobeats inside with El Tambo.
Yes,
which was dope. I mean, I'm not glad I don't dance well, but I was shaking my hips. You better believe it. You better believe it. It was tight. It was so
That's what's up.
And then before that, we had soul R&B on the inside, and then then we had a dance party, and it was packed, man. It just it was great. It just
a whole month of celebration.
It was so cool to see the whole city celebrate Black History Month and celebrate these amazing Black artists
Definitely.
that are the part of the community here. So
yes,
it's been a wild ride, and I enjoyed every single moment of it.
That's so dope. How don't you get burnt out, Seanloui, man? Like just everything you do with just helping and bridging people together, networking, and just putting on shows, performing. Like how do you keep track? How do you keep going?
Well, I will humbly say, that it helps to it helps to have this like really cool this like, how about this? I'm a fan of these artists that I don't want to say I found them because they're already here. Like I stumbled upon, I was like, whoa, I'm a fan. So anytime I throw a show, I kind of just throw a show for me, and everyone just kind of comes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, right. Because even Teray, whoa! Anytime that he speaks and they perform, I start crying. I'm gonna come.
Wow.
So like, of course I want that experience. I'm gonna figure out a way to get Teray to perform as much as possible.
Yes.
So, as far as even getting having strength and all that stuff, I do humbly say that I am reaching a point where I'm able now to give some of the stuff away, like Black Renaissance, is I have another senior curator, Fiona.
Fiona.
And they do a ton of stuff, and and I try to sleep, but I'm trying. I do my best. I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, I guess that's kind of like the really bad answer. I really don't know how I have the energy, but I will say again, it's just like these artists are so amazing that like I get the strength. I want to make sure that the world knows about this this anointing that is on these Black artists inside Tucson. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I just said that's my job, and I thoroughly love it, man.
That's really good. That's really good to hear, Sean.
That's awesome.
So if somebody wanted to be in part of the Black Renaissance, perform or anything like that in the future, how could they do that?
Just DM me. That's we premiered. I'm constantly always looking. So people don't think I'm always looking, but I'm always on my cell phone. If you see me out, outside, either I'm doing emails. Even right now, people are texting me like, "What are you doing right now?" I'm like, "Man, leave me alone." Just kidding. Are you live streaming? Are you performing? I'm like, "No, I'm performing." But they, more stuff. And I'm constantly looking through hashtag, looking to see who people who are liking stuff. I don't think the work has ended in that capacity, because I'm thinking it ever will end. I do think that, you know, as we're constantly broadening out, we're able to, you know, do events inside Phoenix. You know, there's amazing black artists there. You know, but yeah, I want to say, just DM me. Like, you can, if people can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm super friendly in person. So if you go, what up, Seanloui? I want to perform with you. I'm gonna be like, type, what date do you want? And look at my cell phone. You know, it's easy like that.
It is.
It's easy like that. So I'm going to constantly become a resource and connect people as much as possible, because, you know, we have some of the dopest artists in the whole world here, and I just want to I want to keep talking about it as much as possible every single day. Talk about it as much as possible. So yeah,
we appreciate that. We appreciate all the work everybody does. I mean, with you, your team, the people you meet, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. So, what was your inspiration behind Beauty in the Chaos?
Oh man, so I actually came up with the title like maybe like a year ago. It's the Beauty in the Chaos, you know, because, like, you know, my logo is the International Sound of Anarchy, and I believe, I know people are like, what? Yeah, you can Google it now. So I guess the cat's out of the bag. But anyways, so I'm constantly trying to make sure that my message that I'm presenting is all in the same. You know, it's all the same for continuity purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So Beauty in Chaos came out just a name. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that, and then I had a really bad breakup, man, like a really bad one. You know, I'm still kind of going through it. So it kind of all came together, which is so weird. So I ended up, you know, getting super depressed. And my manager's like, we're going to Chicago recording with a homie of mine. So flew out there. You can hear my voice. If you listen to Future You and Me, you can hear, you know, I will humbly say I was pretty drunk when I recorded that. I was just like, I had to like sober myself up, you know, or not sober, I had to get, you know, mindset. So all those songs came out of just you know, a complete heartbroken, you know, just heartbreak. So it kind of all came together. It's kind of a weird situation where the name came before the story, then the story happened, the name just fit, and so I was like, here it is, world.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing. That's just how you translated your pain into the art was just amazing.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yes, definitely. We definitely can. But we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we're gonna watch the music video for Future You and Me, or the audio visual for Future You and Me.
I got Razor USA to sponsor it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember how I had the idea, man. But Catherine Hilbert and oh my gosh, I'm gonna script the name, but, you know, I had an amazing team who shot that, and of course I got some I got friends old and new to be part of the music video. So yeah,
awesome. So let's roll it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to this lesson on future in the past.
Hey girl, do I cross your mind? In time I only think of you. Now my mind has seen better days. Storms chase the pains away. Thoughts I cannot only think of. The future that is here. I'm running in and out of love. The past was very clear. Can I help but only think of the future, you and me, baby. I cannot help but only think of the future, you and me, baby. Hey girl, I know you're now with him. I hope your heart is on the man. But just think, Portugal in the streets, right around the sandy beach. The thoughts of this won't fade away. Hey girl, I hope these chords make you come back to me. I hope they make you cry. 'Cause I think I'm made for all your dreams. chase the bad thoughts away. 'Cause I cannot help but think about a future, you and me. 'Cause I cannot help but only think about a future between you and me. Oh baby, I can't help but only think about a future, you and me. 'Cause I cannot help but only think about a future between you and me. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby girl. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby girl. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby girl. For a future between you and me. Oh baby.
Wow. Future You and Me by Seanloui.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
That song is false. So can you talk about the song a little? I mean, you said it was going through a breakup, and what was Future You and Me? What was that? What does it mean?
It means that I was constantly, even though I 100% knew was that we're never getting back together, right? It was like never going to happen ever again. Like I couldn't, I was struggling with the idea. My mental health was going down. I was struggling with the idea of us not of me still thinking that we still had a future together. So it was like the song kind of goes through, hey girl, do I cross your mind in time I only think of you, because I was 100% thinking of her. And then I talk about, my mental health and my mind has seen better days. The storm chases the pains away, going through monsoon season.
Right.
And then, again, just talked about just I couldn't help but keep thinking that me and her would get back together. And it was kind of like, it was almost like, it's like that song was helping my brain come to a realization that it was over. If that, if I can keep saying, I can't help thinking about the future you and me, then maybe my brain will go, oh no, it's not going to happen. It's almost like I was tricking my brain,
Right.
saying the words over and over again. So that's kind of what it's all about. It's about that. And yeah.
Wow, that's really deep, and I love your writing. I really love your writing to all your music. And it's real sick to hear. I mean, you definitely have a way to write, and people should study how you're writing. I mean, it's definitely dope to hear and listen.
Thanks, man.
It's real sick. So, with your theme, I mean, it's like black and white. I want to know if there was like a reason for that aesthetic, or like if there a meaning behind the black and white theming.
Yeah. So I do photography. I used to do it full time. I guess I do it full time now since COVID, right? We're all unemployed.
Exactly.
Crazy. So I was doing photography for a long time, and I was studying this photographer named Neve Bazurki. He's in LA, and he got famous super quick, right? He got famous super quick in front of people's eyes. He was actually doing a lot of the work back end, which is you finding out about all these artists. People are like, oh, you blew up in 2 years. And they're like, no, I've been at it for actually like 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anyways, long story short, he made a comment one time on Twitter that talked about how you shoot everything in black and white and only in color if it adds anything, if it says something. So I only do color when I'm trying to make a statement. And so I kept that up.
Wow.
It makes things super easy. And then also just came a vibe, it helped black and white, that whole mood helped with my, sorry. Come on, buddies. Sorry. Come on, guys. They're not my dogs.
You had to let the puppies in.
Yeah. So anyways, so the black and white helped with my mood. I would say that I am a consistent, I would say I don't struggle. Struggle is not the word. I would say I'm an active learner, and worker of my mental health. So black and white helps me create that mood, and demonstrate that, so. And it helps like, again, it helps make the focal point so that when I do post something in color, people go, oh, he's saying something. And then in black and white, you notice more details, the mood changes. You start noticing, the colors don't distract you. You start looking at the optics and what's happening. So if you look at my IG story, not right now because I took a break, but I try to tell a story. I try to tell my story throughout the whole day of what I'm doing. You'll see me wake up to get to play with my dog, grab a cup of coffee. You'll see me what I'm studying because I don't want that kind of stuff. I don't hide.
Right.
I will show people today. I'm studying Prince. I'm studying Prince's performance at Super Bowl. I'm studying Prince's performance in Paris in 1995 because something happened there that I want to figure out how he did that. How'd you do that, Prince? Holy crap! So there is intention behind that. It's not like at first, to be honest with you, I will humbly say that it was just easier to post in black and white, but there's always intention. If you look at my photos, anything I post, which is my IG story, I'm always trying to say something with it.
Definitely.
And doing the black and white definitely gets that point across.
Yes, definitely does.
That's awesome. So how would you describe your sound?
Ah,
Because you have a very unique sound, and I haven't heard anyone else have the same sound as you do here.
This is the struggle right now because Spotify is always freaking out. I'm always having to write Spotify and go like, I'm like, are you kidding? Like, right now Spotify says I sound like Paul Simon. Graceland. I don't sound like Paul Simon.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
No.
And, like Paul Simon's dope, but I'm a black artist. Like I have R&B stuff in there. You couldn't pick anything else from Spotify.
Right.
So, Spotify is always like literally it'll happen. I'll have a bunch of artists as related. And I won't drop any new music, but my music is so different than anyone else's that they'll take everything down and start from scratch. And then they'll put a brand new 20 up, and they'll be not related. So they said last time I sounded like a random Japanese band, and then a random Tucson artist that we don't even interact, and then they took everything down, and then right now they put everything up. Adding Paul Simon. Who else would I just looked at it today. Like Leonard Cohen, Paul Simon, Joni Mitchell, Lou Reed, The Beatles, Bob Dylan. You think I sound like any of those guys? Bruce Springsteen, John Lennon, Tom Petty, Neil Young. That makes no sense, right? But then it'll be like in another week or 2 weeks. Spotify will take all this stuff and then start from scratch. So I will honestly probably say my sound is like this. Like on Spotify, I'd probably say my sound sounds like a pop, R&B, alternative rock, live. My band, my band, the Black Roses, we sound like more alternative rock. I'll add a little more rock to it for the energy. But I mean, I would just say I sound like Seanloui. I really wanted to make sure that when I do study different artists that I love, that I'm just taking a piece of them and I'm not taking their whole thing. If I'm gonna study Prince, I'm gonna study his guitar playing. I'm gonna study his mannerisms, but I'm not gonna study songwriting because that doesn't really fit. That doesn't fit with me. Or if I study someone like Michelle, I'm gonna study his flow, but I don't really care about his production. To a certain extent. There's another artist named Kenna that I've been studying a lot. I look at Kenna. I don't want to study Kenna's songwriting, but I'll study the composition. His compositions are beautiful.
Right.
He's a true artist through and through. So. I sound like Seanloui. I'm a mixture of everything and nothing at the exact same time, which is, is good and bad. It puts me in a position where I can play with a lot of different artists, but also puts me in a position where, a lot of booking companies will look at me and go, listen to my sound and go, we can't sell you, which again is good. It's good and bad.
Right.
Good because people will go, because people will go, I've heard this before, but bad because I can't jump onto a major tour yet until I get that, that one hit, which I think with all my heart, I think Bad Things and this new this EP and this new album that I'm currently writing is going to be, it's going to be a catalyst and the foundation to launch me into where I believe, my heart's at. So yeah, hopefully that
definitely will.
That answer.
Okay.
Yes, you definitely did.
I'm trying.
I mean, I think you're. We all are out here, right? Aren't we? We all just trying. That's what's up. So, what inspired you to bring back live percussion and live playing, live acoustic guitar? I mean, when I hear your music, it sounds like live. Like everything you play, it feels like I'm there. Like, what's the thinking behind that?
Um, You know, I came out of a band called Signals. We used to tour around the United States. This is like the first time I came to Tucson, and for the first time 9 years ago I came to Tucson was because I was touring with this band. I was living in LA, and I would fly back. The tour, the US tour, the national tour would always end in Tucson, and I have to take a flight back, and I would spend all my money flying. So I was like, I'm just gonna live here.
Right.
So that band inspired me to make sure that when I performed or when I recorded, that there was some kind of live aspect, and another thing too was that I listened to all these old bands, even like someone like a Marvin Gaye or, like Temptations or,
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess up everyone's single name, but they made sure that they added that in that live sound, sound because it made you move. Something happened, even like go back to Thriller. Quincy Jones made sure that a lot of stuff was live. And it's so funny because if you listen, if you knew NERD and Pharrell, they actually, their first album, forgot what it's called off the top of my head, they actually recorded it at with all 808s and all that stuff, right? Great album. The album still kicked. Everyone had a limited amount of copies, but as soon as they realized they had hits, they switched everything to a live sound. They switched everything into the instrument to live sound. So that's stuff that you hear now. Now you hardly ever hear Pharrell do everything strictly, digital, quote unquote, digital music. A lot of stuff he uses is all intertwined. So it's intentional. The stuff to use, to get, to find the best musicians I can and to capture that sound is very intentional, and to put that sound onto a record like a Bad Things. Bad Things was that groove. People feel it. It's because I had an amazing drummer named Chuck Phoenix. He's the guy that I tour with when I go to Mexico. He's the one who kind of helped develop that rhythm sound, So it's all very intentional. Even the bass parts or everything like that is all intentional to make sure that you are grooving to it. So even if you can't understand what I'm saying, you're groovy. You'll never not move at my toes or any of this music. So yeah, it's all very intentional.
That's real sick. I really like that aspect of your music. It's just really live, really authentic. That's the word I was looking for. Very original. It's real sick. It's real dope. So what musical instruments are you proficient in?
I was like, I have some musician out there just like, I don't think so. I've seen it nope, not today. But
what have you tried playing?
So, yeah, I would say my guitar playing is not that good. Compared to a lot of people. I would say I'm probably like an intermediate. I wouldn't say I would be close to being advanced. No way. I can run rings around. Jay Thomas inside Tucson alone, can destroy my heart if he wanted to, and I welcome it because he's an amazing guitar player. I'd probably my first instrument ever was drummer. I come from a very musical family, so it wasn't if we're gonna play music if what we're gonna play. So I started out playing piano. I learned my C chord and my D chord, and then my older brother started playing drums, so of course I want to be like my older brother, so I started playing drums too. Yeah. And then from there, I joined the band out in I could tell you where. I'm just kidding. In Moreno Valley, and I picked up bass. So I'm probably close to mastering bass. Nice. I say I'm intermediate in guitar, as in I can I know my scales. I can go up and down efficiently. And then drums if I can stretch a little bit because then I can do that as well. And then I know my theory enough to where if I want to go on the piano, someone goes C sharp minor 7 flat 5th, I can go bling and figure that out. So so I mean, hopefully that helped answer your question.
No, that did.
I know that for sure somebody out there is like, I've seen that guy play. He is not good. Okay, listen, let's play.
That's all good. We'll take one out of.
I would say I'm a constant student. I will never arrive. It's not arriving. I wouldn't even say mastering bass is not even a thing because there's guys out there who can destroy me. But also I want to keep learning. I want to be 80 years old on YouTube going, oh, that's how you do that. I want to go hard. So
yes,
yeah,
that's real sick.
That's awesome. So what is up and coming for you, Seanloui?
You know, nothing because we're on site. Just kidding. Well, I look like I'm playing. I have a show, a festival in Mexico coming up here pretty soon. Not soon. I mean, soon as in like January, February. So I'm going to be there, according to this email I just got. I will releasing an album. I'm going to drop another. I'm dropping a single, a couple of singles coming up in the summer, then heading into the fall, and then. And yeah, I'm gonna with that, I'm gonna releasing 2 music videos as well. When I feel the time is right. Right now the focus really should be on Black Lives Matter and making sure that that Black people stop being killed.
Definitely.
And stop being harassed in the street. That needs to end right there. So I'm putting a lot of things on hold because the focus 100% needs to be on that and making sure the Black people are truly free. I know Juneteenth festival. Or Juneteenth is up and right now, and it's a celebration of freedom. But I know I can speak. I can honestly say that I feel that Black people are not really free. I feel like we've gotten a taste of freedom, but I think we're not really free. And so that's the big focus. So doing some obviously some songwriting, and again just dropping an album next year. And but until then, just making sure that that I'm a resource to anyone that wants to advocate and really be an ally to Black people, and to make sure that we truly are free.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
So what is Seanloui watching on TV? Is there anything that you're watching that you're kind of like Netflix, or like what documentaries or anything like that?
Man, I just watch West Wing all day, man. I know it's like I get it. Like, I know people make fun of me because like I get, it's like an old white guy show, but you know why I watch it? And I can't, and this is my defense of this, because it's an art form. So you can't tell me, no one can tell me another show that has won an Emmy for every single season for multiple categories. The show is like, it's an art piece, when the guy shot. So anytime that, even in the dialogue, they do the chemistry between the cast members, the director of photography, the way he shoots it, the depth of field, the coloration, the lighting. Whoa, the lighting, So when I'm watching it, I'm taking notes. I'm just like this. I'm like, holy crap, how you do that? And you can kind of see that a little evident. And we try to apply that same stuff in Bad Things, cinematography, and then same thing with this new stuff that's going to come out later on. I've been watching West Wing, so that, and then I'm an anime. I love my anime.
Hey, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Dragon Ball Z. And then I watched my friend, actually the house I'm at right now. That this show called SAO. I don't know. I forgot what it stands for, but it's just, I mean, I'm hooked. All productivity 100% ceases when I watch that show. I get off my cell phone and I watch that. So what else? I'm trying to think what else. I kind of it, man. Otherwise, my focus really is on, and to start becoming a student again of music, of the art, especially the music business, because you can be a really good artist and do nothing with your music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's just so funny. That's what I kind of think. That's the stereotype of musician is because a lot of musicians don't know the business. So a good musician will fail, and people go, well, look, see, you can't really make it even if you're really good. And it's like, no, he didn't know the business. You got to learn both, and you got to master both. So I'm constantly studying, those things. So my Netflix is limited, but when I do watch it, it's my West Wing. And then I watch, my the SAO anime stuff, and I'll watch something every now and then, or or I'll dive into like live concerts. I'll just watch it and just I will grab a beer and just like and watch it. Not so much enjoyment, but again like study. Like, how do they do it? Okay, like Prince does his thing. I've been watching all his shows. He'll play four songs solo, 4 songs solo, 4 songs solo with another person. And then in the middle of those that interval or whatever, he will always put in like Sheila E. to do a song, and then he'll have someone else do another song, and gives him a break. Someone like James Brown will have a 45-minute intro of his band playing all the music, the singer's playing, and then he'll play 30 minutes. And then the crazy part, he'll charge $75,000-$80,000. He'll be like, yeah, I played 2 hours when we only played a half an hour. I'm watching your stuff. So he's
Wow.
like, so stuff like that. I'm studying. It's the game, right? You got to study the game. You got to
Exactly.
go. Yeah, all right. So you taking a break? Oh, okay, cool. You're gonna go get some water. In reality, you're just saving your voice because you got to play 45 more times, in the next month. So, anyways, that's what I do when I'm not doing Black Renaissance. I'm studying the game for sure.
That's what's
That's
up.
awesome.
That's real sick. Do you have a name for this up and coming album yet, or is it still in a work in progress?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I've been writing a ton.
Okay.
And my producer's probably gonna watch it and they're gonna go, yeah, they need to give me those songs. I've been so busy, with again, the focus has been so much on making sure that Black people are liberated, not just a little bit, but fully 100%. So I put a lot of my music career on hold in order to just become a resource, be available for anyone that would need me, do projects and so on. Hit me up. We're about to, Black Renaissance is going to do, we're doing the Black Lives Matter mural on the street, and that wasn't even our original design. We had someone from the Latinx Chicana community come up and was like, hey, I have this cool idea, and so I was like, I know the people that can make it happen, so let's do it. So I want to be able to do stuff like that and make sure that we do that. So there's no name, but
of course.
I do have some killer songs though. I will say it. There's a producer that I work with out in Berlin. And he was So actually, Tell Me was actually my first song. Second song, Tell Me, single ever my whole life, was actually written in Berlin. I flew out there, recorded out there, and all that stuff. So a lot of my fan base now is is in Europe. So I love it. But what's the point of me saying all that? Yeah, I haven't figured out what the name is. And he listened to a song and he's like, that's a good song. And I was like, yeah. And never talk to him again, right? Because I've been so busy. So it's coming. Once the name comes out, you'll start seeing me post a little more and get ready. But again, the focus right now is really just on making sure the liberation of Black people, in America is fulfilled, because I think it's time, and when everyone can feel it, which is why people are upset. People are like, I don't want it, and it's like, hey man, it's happening anyway, so get ready. So yeah, that's
what's up. Yo, Seanloui, we appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us. Make sure y'all follow Seanloui at
Seanloui. I think I can change my name with this thing, but yeah, it's just my name and it's the @ and that's same. If you put that anywhere, you'll find me. I'm here. That's my first name. I was named after a random guy named Seanloui. My mom didn't like him because he was like kind of cocky, So Seanloui. So yeah, my dad is I have friends on my dad's side, and they just I get the cool name, but not the language or the
I get the cool name, not the language. But yes, that's so sick. And don't forget this forum, this Takeover Lounge is presented by Takeover Productions and the Mankind Podcast. We appreciate everybody out here. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Seanloui, for being here. Shout out Mankind for doing this for us.
Yeah, Mankind.
And don't forget, Black Lives Do Matter. Happy Juneteenth to everybody. We out.